everyone. It's time for Saturday Stories with Miss Sharon. Last week, we read a story about a curious man named Nicodemus who stayed up all night talking to Jesus because he had a lot of questions. Today, we're going to read a story about a wedding. Have you ever been to a wedding, a big fancy one, where there's a big feast afterwards? Well, in this story, something unexpected happened at the wedding. Let's listen to find out what happens in this story called The Wedding at Cana. Jesus was at a wedding in the town of Cana. Jesus' families and the disciples were there. It was a grand day for a wedding, and the sun was shining and everyone was singing and dancing. It was quite a party, with good food and good wine. The guests said to one another, "This is probably the best party we have ever been to." Then the wine ran out. Even though the servers shook every wine jar, there was none left. Jesus' mother, Mary, heard the servers tell the people in charge of the party, "All of the stone jars are empty, and the wine is gone." "How can this be?" they asked. "The party isn't over yet." Mary slipped away to find Jesus. "Jesus," Mary said, "they have run out of wine. Can't you do something?" "What could I do?" Jesus asked Mary. But Mary knew Jesus could do something. Mary told the servers, "Do whatever my son Jesus tells you to do. I think he can help you." Jesus looked around. Over by the wall, he saw 6 large stone jars sitting near the table. Jesus walked over to the servers and said, "Fill these jars with cold water." The servers hurried to the water pool. Slosh, slosh, slosh. They filled the jars with water. When the jars were full of water up to the brim, the servers told Jesus, "We've done what you asked. The jars are full to the brim with cold water." "Good," Jesus said. "Now put some into a cup and give it to the person in charge of the party." Slosh, slosh, slosh. The servers filled a cup from the stone jar and took it to the person in charge. When he tasted it, he smiled. It was a miracle. The water had turned to wine. This wine was even better than the wine they were serving before. The man in charge took a cup of wine to the groom and gave it to him. "My friend, taste this. You have kept the best wine until now. Most people serve the best wine first, but you have saved the best for last." The servers hurried to give everyone this new wine. The music played and everyone sang and danced. This was Jesus' first miracle, and when his disciples learned of it, they believed that he was the Son of God even more than they did before. Wow, can you imagine? What a neat wedding to go to. There was a wedding and a miracle. In fact, this was the first miraculous thing that Jesus had done. If you were there when the water had turned into wine, what would you have thought about Jesus? In the Bible, in chapter 2 of John, verse 11, it says, "What Jesus did here in Cana of Galilee was the first of the signs through which he revealed his glory, and his disciples believed in him." You might have also believed that he was the Son of God, but remember, you didn't have to be there to see it, to believe it, because you have faith. You can read more about this story in the book of the New Testament in John chapter 2 in your family's Bible. And I'll see you next week.